Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, here of Psych, defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on Bocage. In the north, it is Sidewinder, fighting for the British Army and the Commonwealth here with the 7th Armoured Division, the Desert Rats, in a certainly most not desert-like environment here, with tactical support, vanguard, and special weapons. In the south, it is Conscript, fighting for the Oberkommando West Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 21st Panzer Division, featuring Scavenge, Grand Offensive, and Firestorm. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my own personal company heroes, my patrons supporters, champions, heroes, one and all, who keep me in the business. These illustrious heroes can always be joined by other people pledging on Patreon. Links in the description. Donating on PayPal also will earn you the immortal gratitude for me and Basil. Links also in the description for that. And finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, certainly helps me out a bunch as well there. So, triple section study for Sidewinder, full screen is Coh2 here for the Conscript, allowing him to seize more territory swiftly with the power of motorization. Storm putting eastwards there. Third section around there for Sidewinder and the British Army, keeping the two sections close as they can, of course, quickly overwhelm any infantry there if they get into contact with them, which they inevitably will. Moving first here to secure cover, so the British, if they push for the fuel pump directly, that way can't lock down things east versus Conscript. First engagement in the west here, though. Full score Coh2 versus two sections. Not a great engagement, I think, for Conscript. I think overall short term, but just in general, the best idea is going to be to have to pull back here. He's obviously getting some damage in the thing. In this case, the Coh2 is drawing fire. As you notice, the firepower of the section there is quite significant here. Versus Conscript, the Coh2 and the Fortitude squad just can't match the sections. No matter his faith in NC, that is absolutely not going to cut it versus that much British firepower. So he's going to have to fall back here. And the center gun section coming up, he's going to threaten the forces here. Conscript very judiciously fall back. Sturmpani is busy in the east. University falling up for Sidewinder. And we got the first command chosen. It is Scavenge with Ferro Salvage, the Flak Panzer for Ostwind, Jaegers, Infiltration Tactics, and the Howitzer Barrage. In this case, though, commander is probably most likely chosen for the Jaegers, maybe the Ostwind, the other stuff, but primarily there's the British Oberkommando players will, in most cases, go for either two commanders that features Jaeger-like infantry recon squads because their upgrade there allows them to, shall we say, fight back against sections more cost efficient, and so say negate some of the British bonuses. So typically, that's why they go, because otherwise the Fortitude just can't fight the sections very efficiently. University out here for Sidewinder. Tech there for him as well. Coh2 fixing up there. The Universal Care was a rather multi-role vehicle in the British Army. Reconnaissance, transport, tractor, weapons platform. It pulled a lot of duties. Very flexible, that one. Mess up the Fulton Grenadiers, taking some minor losses there. Even the Germans use it as a tank hunter or Panzerjäger by mounting Panzerschrecks on it. Fun fact there, but good push by Conscript, looking to disrupt the British fuel supply there, slowing down the tech, as the British tech is generally much more efficient, faster, and in some cases even cheaper. So if you can do anything to slow that down, that can help you a bit, so they don't take up too fast, as otherwise they can get very uncomfortable very fast. Sappers on the way here for Sidewinder, Fulton pushed back into the Universal Carrier, it's a little brand gun there firing away. Also got an early Panzerschreck here on the Sturm Pioneer to help deal with that. Heinz, that was a terrible shot. First Jaeger squad out here. Battlefield headquarters on the way there. Probably going to make another attempt here soon. This time gets University out. Great kill here for Conscript. Denies this other precious unit here to the British Army swiftly without it doing too much damage here to Conscript. So that is a strong kill here. And definitely a bit unfortunate for the British. Good lord, they took it out. Well, that's just not cricket. Well, most people don't use rocket launchers in cricket. Well, except in Wales. Coh2 going there for the section. Bit of skirmishing there. Got the Jaegers moving up the eastern side. Coh2 there gaining veterans C1. Sturm Pioneer down to 2. Sappers flanking up behind them. And east they got the Jaegers was the section there. Needs of course upgrade his battlefield headquarters to get the G43 sniper rifle there. A marksman rifle technically. As that was kind of was intended for the G43 with the scope there. A marksman rifle, not so much a sniper rifle. They did prefer the Kar 90K. Or, things like the Mosin Nagant. But there was a sort of a scope they could mount on anything. Even like, the assault rifles sort of plans to have that with a scope as well, so they could use as a marksman rifle as well there. Fun fact. Wire down there, we're clearing out some cover. Cheeky breaky. Sturmpioneer there reinforcing. Mechanized command post down. So of course, kind of the marksman rifle there. Pushing each of the Jaegers. Sandbags in the center. Pushing a fuel point there. So far, the German players definitely pushing against the British efficiently. Denying them fuel, which is crucial. Again, versus the British, they can circumnavigate that to a degree because, again, like, the tech is just more efficient. Sapling force strength for the Jaegers. There we go. Lewis immediately drops there. Second Jaeger squad out here for Conscript. We might even see 3 here versus the British. Sappers are taking heavy losses. That's the marksman is quickly finishing off those Insulaffen with well-placed shots. Sturmpioneer advancing here. 1 kill close to the northeast section about. They're pushing the Germans off the fuel point. But even the damage has been inflicted here on the Tommies. We'll have to see what Conscript goes for next. Flak half track perhaps. He could also be tempted just to rush ahead here in terms of attack. Push for a fast tank and even like a fast flak panzer. That could catch the British player significantly off guard if Conscript were to enact such a strategy. Bit risky, but as the British, you typically want to put them down fast, in my experience. We'll have to see there. Bit short munitions up for the second G42 rifle upgrade there. Sappers firing section firing the column ruined by the Panzerschreck there. Sniper on the way for Sidewinder, trying to bleed out the Germans. Inflict a bit of attrition here to slow down those damnable hands. East side there is also a bit open. Kuhwagen there doing what he can, but probably should have that sneak about the east side, even though there are sappers there. But probably could push them back, honestly. Jaegers slowly getting that upgrade now going. Panzerschreck keeps flying, but at that range, the Sturmpioneers just aren't doing anything except preventing from the precision getting rushed. But that's honestly not that much of a benefit at this stage. Medics up there as well for Conscript. Got the sniper out there for Sidewinder. But the boys anti-tank rifle. I'm fairly certain the British did not do this. I know the Soviets would use snipers with anti-tank rifles. That's mostly for clearing up bunkers and the likes there. But they'd fire high explosive rounds, I believe, to sort of clear them out there. Something similar, but as sort of like you do against persons, not so much. That's not to say some singular gentleman might have decided to do it, but not standard stuff. Jaegers quickly spinning away, avoiding the British there. Cutting off for Conscript, obviously concerned about the possibilities of an AC Mark III here. But I think also looking at the situation, there is no sign of the flak half track here, so likely that he may in fact be planning to go for that fast Schwerer Panzer at quarters and then maybe see if he can't, sneak out a fast flak Panzer. As for Sidewinder, we got the both section on the way there to increase the number of troops there. We've got the Jaegers of the advancing sections now moving in there. Already got 1 kill, and there you go, second kill. As Reinhardt there drops dead. Section almost getting wiped out, but does retreat in time. Kuhwagen there actually 2 with 2 kills and significant amount of damage. Jaeger sees in the center. Filters going on the east side. Could begin upgrading his with the Sturmgewehr 44. Sturmpioneer hard at work fix up the Kuhwagen. No sign of tech here, obviously, but again, maybe he's planning it right now, maybe he isn't. Hard to say here. Troops setting out there freshly here for Sidewinder. We'll have to see if he goes for Weapon X or he techs. He could also go for Commander, obviously. All 3 have their uses, their utility. Jaeger's quickly spinning away there. Very nice to see player use the sprint ability, something the Jaegers have, but so many players just don't value, I think, spending a lot there. Trench there discovered and disrupted before they could finish it. Sniper gets a kill here, pushing forward there. Could try and launch some deeper flanks to hit the fuel point on the north again, put more effort in the centre. Jaegers are catching the Tommies, immediately eliminating Harry. And Andrew, my lord. And he's about the foot of the section there. Moving up with the mines. Sniper there with 3 kills. Sturmpioneer Kuhwagen on the way there. Jaegers once more hiding. Mines finished there by Sidewinder. Still on Commander. And so no real clue to what he's planning here. But he does have plenty of opportunities open here versus the Germans. Jaegers sprinting forwards. Hoping to catch the sniper, at bait him out there. But Sidewinder kept his calm. Did not, make any mistakes here in the face of the Jaegers. There you go, sniper reel, but now the saps are blocking where the Jaegers can't need to push it. There's a mine in the way there. Nicely played there by Sidewinder. Steady nerves here. Sturmpion about to hit the mine. We got D to their debt by Snobby Jaegers moving forward. They're about to hit the mine. Oh, stay clear up in the south here. We got the folks with the section, but they need to retreat before they get wiped out. Still an upgrade, and no sign of take either for Conscript. Going for a third Jaeger squad. He really wants to bleed those English. He wants to see them bleed like pigs. Make so Schwein bleed! Aggressively! I mean, not a bad idea, but part of me thinks you should just, honestly just take up fast and maybe try to rush on Ostwind. I mean, the sniper can't stop an Ostwind, no matter how much he believes himself to be really good with that sniper rifle. Now we got Sidewinder taking up here, so no weapon wrecks. Part of me's expecting that, but at the same time, pushing for fast armor is obviously not a bad idea either. And that's despite, again, Conscript being fairly harassing here. Sidewinder is still able to get up there pretty fast because, again, British tech is just, well, basically 3 tiers, like tier 1 or 0, then this and this. It's incredibly fast and linear in that sense. Plus, it's not that expensive overall either, so definitely one of those, things about the British that can make them a bit tiresome to play against. Trot on the way there for Conscript is taking up, but there's definitely good chances Sidewinder can hit him with a fast Cromwell here, or is Centaur. Ooh, sniper the reel himself against the Jaegers. But looks like the sniper's able to escape the wrath of the Jaegers. Kuhwagen, right into mine, blows up and disappears into ditch. That's explosive. Got the full set with the incendiary grenade against a section, burning them up in their little barbecue pit there. These tier Jaegers with the sappers. So he can set up the Schwerpunter Court, can show himself some armor there. Again, he could push for a fast Ostwind, though the timing for that now I feel like is off. Had he done this sooner, much sooner. In fact, he could have Ostwind up by now, I think, roughly, in which case Sidewinder's situation would have been a lot less comfortable. But by now, I think that window opportunity is gone. And again, there's the British. They can much more easily catch up with you in terms of tanks. So I fear Conscript will probably just have to stick to a Pentafold, which is still pretty good. But, an Austrian rush is a sight to behold. Sniping force there, 7 kills. Jaegers with 7 as well. 8 and 0. So now over there, get to kill the Sturmpionierer. Got some Sturmgewehren up there for Conscript's Volksgrenadiere. We got 457 to 399. Victory points wise, it's so far a bit lead here to Conscript, but nothing too massive either. Also worth noting, the way he's attacking so far, and similarly Sidewinder is, a bit not particularly aggressive. It's sort of what I call flat attacks or slap attacks. They just, very cursory attacks, okay, if there's anyone there, then we just push hard. We just plan to hit a point and see what happens. There's no attempts, for example, make some deeper attacks for some more aggressive objectives. Just moving back here for reinforcement healing. Schwerpunter Court is upgraded, can then go for the Pentafold soon, but we already got the Cromwell Mark IV cruiser tank here for Sidewinder. For those wondering what is a cruiser tank, that's basically part of British armour doctrine, which is based off World War I. And the basis sort of they had tanks and infantry tanks, meant to support the infantry, break through the lines, and then the cruiser tanks then meant to exploit these gaps in the trench lines, then zoom through and you do all sorts of nasty stuff. That's what the cruiser tank was. And they sort of stuck with that, even as, reality in World War II was, it wasn't going to be World War I, II electric boogaloo. Pull to the flank in the section. Nice flank here by from Conscript. Thumbs up to that. Very nice. He's also put a person on the left flank. Got the Cromwell out here though. Tank commander. The Cromwell was a very speedy medium tank. And generally British cruiser tanks were pretty fast, though not necessarily the most well armoured. Okay, them coming up there. Full thing flanked by the Cromwell. Good kill there. Still, fuel point hit again. Slows down the British armour there a bit, or future armour. There we go for the Pentafold Mod J section right in the centre. We got a lot of trenches here from Sidewinder. Note the way he's positioning doesn't really matter for the infantry. But in case you know machine guns, it pretty much means they can't be used. The side trenches just can't be used against Sidewinder. So bit of foresight there from Sidewinder. Thumbs up. Plus, in this case, you do also offers like a nice flanking position against the heavy cover there. Panther 4, the cylinder for Conscript. Fuel pond reclaimed there for the British Army. Crumbling up, but it's heavily damaged. So Sidewinder is risking a bit here, but keeping close to the front line, but at the same time wants to pressure the Germans. Could like try and sink up the eastern fuel point. And worth noting, we still haven't seen a commander here for Sidewinder. I mean, I would say all three offer some excellent additions here. Also crucial to note, all of them operate the Vanguard Operation Crocodile, which is, I think, a very important point to keep in mind. Since again, that means clearly intends to go for that one at some point.
Our forward position has been destroyed.
There we go. Got the Panther 4 mob here ready for Conscript. And the 21st Panzer Division. Trenches up here. Fixing up the Cromwell, but still no commander. Slowly approaching the 20-minute mark here for the British. In the west section, yeah, all won, but the Jaegers almost wiped up. But there goes Sniper Avengers the Fallen. Well, Avengers loses at least, maybe not the rest. Fallen turn over to the 354. Fortitude Jaegers moving up, backing up the Panther 4 there for Conscript. Pen another MD42 being added. And then pushing eastwards here towards the fuel point, victory point there. I do feel like he could try and be more aggressive on the right flank, like trying to hit up behind Sidewinder's flank there, or again, more attack on the deep flank, but again, he's so far very concerned about like attacking up the centre against Sidewinder. But admittedly, it's kind of the same here with Sidewinder. Panther 4 diving in here, straight into the sappers. Again, to an extent doing what I was saying he was doing, but crucially, just for the Panther 4, no infantry support there is definitely like, you know, where he made a mistake, you know. You typically want to support your tanks. Kind of one of the reasons why the Germans initially were so successful, because they kind of had that, like, you know, tanks and infantry together, good thing together. But some of the other armies didn't quite have that one nailed fully yet. So, still, managed to survive with the Panther 4. Good bit of luck there for Conscript, but honestly, really lucky, and that could easily cost them a tank there, in which case Sidewinder, I think, would have significantly ahead of Conscript. So, fairly risky maneuver. He's also thinking about destroying the trench. I think that's very good. He's also ground lost on fuel point. I mean, he can probably pull for a second Panther 4 fairly fast. Sidewinder, of course, may want to go for another Cromwell to counter that. He could also go for mine tank guns. But crucially, we are very slowly approaching the 20-minute mark, and Sidewinder still hasn't chosen a commander. I mean, at this point, it's obviously he's just going for one of them pretty much for the crocodile, at which point the question is what kind of crocodile does he want? Does he want like one with strafing support or the artillery support? I think at this point maybe, you know, some command vehicle stuff there, who knows, but at this point it's going to just boil down to like what, you know, flavour of really big flamethrower tank do you want? Can I have one with vanilla? No, Johnson, that's not the kind of flavours we're working with here in the British Army. Oh, Marmite. Exactly. Panther 4 setting out. 6-pound shoots, misses, whips a bit here. The line going to cause Ultra with some nice support here against the position, with Ultra smoke screens to support an attack. As a Sidewinder, Yates remains position here, almost got the western fuel point back for the British Empire. As Conscript push forward for the centre, we can see their Sidewinders backing off. The Jaegers quickly hiding out in the ditches there to avoid execution by the German Jaegers. The German Jaegers diving in, they're hoping to find a sniper. Instead, they're only finding British bullets from the nearby section. Panther will push ahead here, but again, worth noting, the infantry support for the Panther 4 isn't there. I mean, he's definitely wants that sniper dead, but I feel like Conscript in this case might be playing into Sidewinder, Sam focusing on too much, ignoring the rest. And we got here Sidewinder with a 3-inch mortar emplacement for some artillery support. Conscript with another Panther 4. Thumbs up to that. As for Sidewinder, no sign of anything further there. Still no commander. I mean, we are seconds away from the 20-minute mark. There we go, 20-minute mark and still no commander. So I mean, he clearly just wants a crocodile, not much else. Again, the question is just what kind of thing there. Pentafor halfway done for Conscript. Worth noting, I mean, it's not like he's been making great use of the commander either. Like, besides, the Jaegers, we haven't seen anything else. We haven't seen the grenade assaults. We haven't seen the thorough salvage. Not necessarily much been to salvage. Now, Ostwind, maybe we'll see the Howitzer barrage, I don't know. Second Pentafor's right on the corner. Nice use of smoke by Sidewinder to push up the centre there. Thumbs up to him. Thumbs up. Almost got the second right there. More trenches. 17 killed with the sniper. Cromwell racing in here. Straight into the cannon line of fire. Good hit from the rocket. Punches through at the front end. Another hit. The Cromwell is down to now half health. Pentafor's getting ready.
A capture point is being overrun.
Killer fire going off there towards the centre. No smoke there. And there you go. Pentafor catching the Cromwell. One shot penetrates the other. Either misses or bounces. 6-pounder gunshots bounces off the Pentafor. There we go. Cromwell is up but only abandoned. His small bit of fortuitous luck here for Sidewinder and the 7th Armoured Division. Except, of course, one who has to scrape up the deck crew. Good lord! That's terrible! And we have to clean it up! Almost got it though. I guess it saved him the clean-up job. Again, a bit more work in the Jaegers are finally getting a move on here for Conscript. He's also got the artillery strike ready. We've also got some more improvement on the right flank. Starting to look better there. Sidewinder with hammer tactics. So Comet here. Could again possibly towards any of the 3 crocodiles here. All the way though, bit risky in both cases. Pushing across here again, Smokesons were nice. He could also looks upon an artillery strike here. Right in the trench there, right in the midst of Sidewinder's positions, but crucially, oh there we go, there's the infantry. His tanks are not quite in a position to really exploit this. Also, I think these would be great maneuvers. Time to just push through here and break Sidewinder with like a really good blitzkrieg push right through the centre. But yeah, kind of lacks the armour for that. They're both heavily damaged. They've got the infantry just moving ahead there on their own, backed up by a bit of light artillery. Not necessarily terrible, but again, tanks would have been nice then. Sadly, the Sturmpanzer is being reinforced. The Panzer's fours are just doing nothing, so bit awkward there for Conscript. I think he may want to prioritise fixing up the Panther Force at this point. He could go for mechanized rank, not because of the King Tiger, but just like to assist the repairs of the Panther Force without having to micromanage it as much. That's like one of the advantages of stuff like the repair pioneers. You don't have to micromanage it. That's a massive advantage, honestly. Sidewinder here can go for the Comet in now. We'll have to see if he does go for the Comet here. We decide to go say, we also got a command. It is tactical support featuring the raid sections, designate command vehicles, air base collaborations, fortification posts, and the quarter crocodile. For the support though, probably just the crocodile. Could still use the designate command vehicle, maybe call in some raid sections if we start suffering losses. We'll have to see there. He's also equipped all the sections now with the Bren gun. Got 383, 255. Still no smoke there from the line 3 gun here, and we do get the command there for Sidewinder and the British Army. Sturmpioneer finally to work the fixing up the Panther Fort. Jaegers they're being bled out, close to Veteran 2. Sappers there, you need reinforcement. Trench destroyed. But of course they're quick to lead on that one, though under German artillery fire is a bit risky. Jaegers for the section there, Panther 4 moving in. Do have a mine there from Conscript, which the Panther 4 is about to set off. There we go, mine set off, section in not a lot of trouble as the Panther 4 pushes in, but still. Sidewinder's able to like just effectively stall out here against Conscript attack by just laying down trenches, but also because Conscript is not like making any like particularly amazing attacks. Like, he needs to, like, lay down the smokes and then push in both the infantry and the tanks at the same time. You know, overwhelm the position with sheer numbers, speed, and raw firepower, and, you know, pop down some grenades. You could add a flanking element through here, like, you know, sneak in, surprise his opponent, but you definitely need to, like, launch a larger scale assault here, rather than just, you know, these sort of, you know, pokey attacks. He needs to channel his inner blitzkrieg. Got the combat force there, equipped with a 17-pounder gun, though they called it a 70-centimeter gun, but technically it's just a shortened 17-pounder gun, but because of the different ammunition needed, it got called a 70-centimeter gun to avoid any logistical issues. So you don't want, like, the wrong ammunition for the wrong guns. That can definitely cause some issues. Still no smoke if he got fresh trenches there for Sidewinder. Like, he's very much all about these trenches, isn't he? Good lord, I'm digging so many trenches today. Well, would you rather be digging graves? Are we in the Russian army? No, it just seemed appropriate. Appropriate? Well, yes.
Where do you want us? Heavy tank, awaiting orders.
Yeah, goes to the section there. So what will Sidewinder go for next? I mean, he could go for more comets, we'll have to see. As for Conscript, another Panther 4 right now, I think good move, and then Smoke Screen, push in with 3 Panther 4s backed up with infantry, calling the hard pressure barrage. I think that could have a significant impact there on Sidewinder. Instead, he's probing in with a Panther 4, leaving just one easy target here for the British armour and anti-tank guns. Ooh, that was lucky. But that was definitely also at the same time a very questionable maneuver there with the Panther 4. Very questionable. Like, I have no idea why just sending a Panther 4 like that on its own. It's like in an area where he knows those British anti-tank guns and other nasties. We also got PX there on the sappers. Con going here for the Jaegers, very close to T3, shoots, misses. Choosing out the base of Conscript. Choosing out there.
We're losing a capture point.
Volcano shoots, bounces off the Comet's frontal armour. On the west side of the Jaegers, the Volkskanonisch, the Sturmpioniere. Crucially noting, no armoured support here.
Is being overrun.
Still goes through there. Not a lot of resistance there from Sidewinder. Section of the Sturmpunch moving on the flank, but again, note his attack force is already scattering out. They're spreading pretty thinly, and again, this is again where like he needs more support so he can like more easily carry through with the attack. Instead, it ends up easily then getting pushed back. So, what Conscript needs is like, you know, line out for a proper big assault. I know some players struggle a bit with this, but it's like, you know, one of those important skills, like, you know, to sort of rise up through the levels, like, you know, being able to like manage a larger scale attack properly. And again, you need tips. One of them is trying, like, you know, to use attack move, not to like just move in one blob, but like to, you know, set off the different pieces, you know, so you can that way like use micromanage where we need to as things go on. But he's going for a Panther. Could work out, I guess, when it's all got the other armor, but he still needs to like improve his attack tactics here as a Sidewinder. As for Sidewinder, he's just thinking about things. He's basically just digging in, which obviously needs a lot less management than pulling off an attack and stuff like this, obviously. Shots fired there. 6-pounder gun moving into position. Section also to assist. Line for gun there. Close to that fleet. That's very good. Panther halfway done there for Conscript. And the 21st Panzer Division, which actually had its got its Panthers from the 2nd Panzer Division, as it didn't actually have a Panther battalion by the time the fighting in Normandy began. So the 2nd, you know, Panzer Regiment's Panther Battalion was basically detached from that and then attached to the 21st instead. Panther is right around the corner for Conscript though. Clearing out cover here to make it harder for Conscript to creep up. Leads tank 2, there you go, another push, but again, notice, not like big there. no artillery support, and of course, no armor support here. Got Y-Force being deployed against the infantry. Got him from the cannon, he's pushing back the Comet. Does look like Sidewinder. Well, he's probably going for another Comet here, or possibly the Crocodile. Bring up these inside with the Jaegers. He's also got too many units to get in the Panthers. I mean, that's another argument just for going for another Panther 4, anyways. Rather than trying to go for the Panther, like, it's just doing nothing for so long when you could just set a Panther 4 up by now and again, you know, probably made a proper attack. Panther 4 beginning 82, but he's being pushed back here by determined British anti-tank gunnery. Veteran 3 there, 6 kills. Sidewinder can go for the second Comet. He could also, I suppose, go for the Crocodile again. You know, he's got 3 commanders with a Crocodile, so he clearly wants one. And there you go, lost enough units calling the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Ausführung A. Coming up with the Raketenwerfer. The Model A was the second model of Panthers, the Model D, the Model A, the Model G, and in theory there was also the Model F. In fact, very, very few numbers without the turret though. They still used the Model D turret. It actually saw service by 1945 in Berlin, but that was about it. But the turret just wasn't ready, so you could not argue it was a full Model F Panther. But still, little fun side note there. Panther falling back there, ending the pinlight machine gun. Lining up for a deep flank here. Good. Good. This is good, as long as he coordinates things properly. And again, that is tricky. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it is necessary. Okay, we've got the infantry moving forward to that Panther from one side. The other Panther is moving as well here. Panther's moving up here as well. Looks like it's also a bit off to a rough start. No smoke from the artillery, though. I think there's a bit of a mistake there. Jaegers moving in. They're catching the tank off guard. Okay. Needs to keep moving though. Need to keep moving. Movement is important. Momentum is important here. If he stops up now, this could quickly go sour. Jaeger's caught in again. The armor's not keeping up pace. This is where things are going wrong. Again, I definitely think it's a good thing he made the attempt here, but the execution could have been better. But at least he made the attempt, you know. The first step towards getting good at this kind of stuff is trying to do it in the first place. And some of this stuff just, you know, requires experience in a sense, you know, getting used to it. Comet flanking the Panther 4. Oh, he's about to hit the mine, and the Panther's pulling back as well. There he goes, straight into a mine, and the Comet finish off the Panther 4. A significant blow there to Conscript. Going for another Panther 4 here. Meanwhile, Sidewinder is now definitely going for the Crocodile there. But still, with the attack, Conscript was able to push through again. Had the armor and the infantry been coordinated better, had there been more artillery support and stuff like that, I think the assault could have been more devastating here. And he might not have lost the Panther 4, but, you know, as you can see, that large-scale attack kind of managed to break through. Just the execution could have been better. Shall I call in around here? Is he calling in the Morton place? No, close to it, I'm not sure. The folks about to get wiped out. The Bandit gun it off here. Panther going in for the Comet. Need to be careful, they've got Pierce nearby. Shot bouncing, firing down there. He doesn't brace it. Wow, okay, that was pretty lucky there for Conscript. Bit of no sight there by Sidewinder. We can now go for the Crocodile here at the 33-minute mark. Artillery firing down there. Conversion force there. 9 kills, 32. Crocodile has arrived here for the British Army. The British Empire. Panther taking hits. See shot bouncing off. Panther then got hit in the Comet. Straight for the rear. Crocodile moving out there. Panther calls and down repairs. Of course, right now Conscript just has one massive issue. He's lost the Sturm Pioneers, so he's no way repairing the Panther. And of course, he doesn't have a mechanized repair regiment. Oh, but of course, he does have this repair kits. But they only work on the Fortitude. He's only got one there, so that's going to take a bit of a while. They're not exactly trained for it. Common here was the 2 Panther 4s. A bit questionable there for the Panther 4s. Not impossible with a bit of RNG, but definitely a bit of a tougher one. The Fortitude just hard at work here. Fixing the Comet. You're going to need more Sturm Pioneers, though, again, on mechanized repair regiment. Because just relying on a one Volksgun squad with a repair kit to fix like 3 tanks, including a Panther, I think is asking too much of the poor Volksgun he is. He's asking too much. Panther's going in there, getting the crocodile again. I mean, it's going to make Panther Force that damage. You really should also win the Panther, honestly. Instead of, like, you know, leaving the Panther Force to do all the heavy fighting here. Got 226, 205 until I find the sappers. Eggs being played out. Sniper there still with 31 kills, ace level. There you go, moving the Volksgun is elsewhere to fix up the Panther 4. Still need some troops to repair stuff with. Panther's also falling back. Looks like Conscript is losing heart and courage in the face of the British. Finally got a smoke screen off here. Finally, but just feels a bit too little too late in this case. Completely off timing. So there you go, folks, getting to work on the Panther 4. Are you a licensed repair mechanic? I used to be a bicycle repairman in Baden-Baden. Ach, mein Gott. You're doomed, Friedrich. Doomed, I tell you. I mean, he was a bicycle repairman. This looks like a bicycle, you dumb Kopf. Well, nine, but... Lining up his armor. Digging in there. I mean, he is awfully spread out thinly, so I mean, Sidewinder is definitely being a bit risky here. Like, a good push here could leave him in a pretty bad spot then. Particularly, like, moves from the west side, then moves sort of towards the center. With enough speed, he could overwhelm, like, Sidewinder, like, you know, defeat him in detail. But it does require that Conscript is able to realize this, of course, then execute upon this. And that, of course, is, like, you know, an entirely different matter. Like, you know, it's one thing your opponent to be in a bad position. It's another thing entirely for a commander to realize this and exploit this. This is why recons and all sorts of things that are like that actually important. Panther driving in there, backed up the Panther. Again, he's sort of seemingly, either by chance or purpose, realizing this, but he's not quite exploiting this in the right manner. He's like concentrating his armor, but there's no infantry support, and the infantry's being moved on its own towards the west, where the crocodile's going to turn them into, you know, well, toast. Burnt toast. And there you go, armor's being extended, scattered, unsupported. Meanwhile, the combat a crocodile moving up the center there, though again, unsupported, but crucially, there's not so much support. There you go, line gun burned to cinders. Got 155 as 205. Conscript here definitely seems to be struggling. He might be sort of just frustrated out, panicking. I'm not entirely sure, but he is sort of flailing about right now. Sidewinder is just steadily applying more and more pressure to him, and Conscript is just not entirely sure how to deal with it. He's got the Sturm Pioneers alongside the Volksgun to repair his tank, which is better than just relying on the Volksgun to do the job, that's for sure. But otherwise, it does seem like Sidewinder of Conscript is just a bit lost here. He is a bit lost. Like, Opal Commandos players tend to struggle a lot against players that are very good at digging themselves in, like the British. In part because a lot of them just don't really learn the art of, like, you know, coordinating a proper, like, you know, large-scale attack. And there you go, Panther 4 isolated. Going for it. 77 gun there. Shoots, misses. PS going in there. Panther rushes forwards there. Deutschland ahead there. Good shot there in the Comet. But that's it. Going to move line of 5. The sappers. Could hit with anti-tank grenades. The damage. Engine damage. There we go. Anti-tank turning around here. There we go, jamming the turret ring. The Panther can't keep up the Comet, and suddenly the Panther's in a really bad spot. So has been made out, and with that, Conscript pretty much concedes. His infantry is dead. His armor is awash or afloat, about to blow up here in a sea of Britishness. So there you go, GG, game over. A loss for Conscript, a victory for Sidewinder. Times feel like close, but just Conscript lack, I think, the necessary skills to like pull off these kind of like, you know, late game attacks that really need to break these kind of like British positions. Or at least just, you know, to use smoke screens to support its attack. Like, I feel like there's several elements that Conscript could have done better. And similarly, if it just, like, you know, gone for a Panther 4 fast and had 3 Panther 4s, he'd just be able to push faster before the opponent had to, you know, crocodile, in which case he probably got to overwhelm his opponents. I think there are a lot of elements Conscript could have done better. As for Sidewinder, he definitely got lucky his opponent allowed him to sit out this so much as he did. Like, had Conscript been a bit more aggressive, more efficient about it, Sidewinder strategies like, you know, laying up this thinly, would have been aggressively punished. So in that regard, Sidewinder definitely got a bit lucky. Should have gone for commander sooner, use a bit things there better. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match though. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Consider donating or pledging on Patreon as well. Links in the description. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers. See you all tomorrow for the next episode. Bye.